The day Armin Kaleem first met his future father-in-law, the sun was already high, burning the dust into the road and exposing every crack in a man's pride. Armin stood outside the modest tailoring shop where he worked, sweat darkening his collar, when an old pickup rattled to a stop. Out stepped a thin, gray-bearded scrap dealer in faded clothes, his hands rough, his eyes sharp in a way that didn't match the rest of him. What Armin didn't know, what no one knew, was that this man was a millionaire who had built an empire from nothing and was about to test the heart of the young man who loved his daughter. Before the story goes any further, pause for a moment. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the quiet power of a good heart, please like this video, comment your thoughts, share it with someone who needs hope, and subscribe to the channel Good Soul. Your support keeps stories like this alive. Armin's life had never been easy. He grew up in a one-room house with a widowed mother who stitched clothes late into the night just so he could finish school. Dreams of becoming something bigger had slowly been replaced by the responsibility of survival. Still, Armin carried himself with dignity. He spoke gently, helped neighbors without being asked, and believed that honesty mattered even when it cost you. That belief would soon be tested in ways he never imagined. The scrap dealer introduced himself simply as Rafiq, saying he collected old metal and broken machines to sell by weight. He explained that he was the father of Samira, the woman Armin loved deeply and hoped to marry one day. Samira had warned Armin that her father was strict, but she never mentioned wealth, power, or influence. Armin saw only an old man with tired shoulders and a suspicious gaze. He welcomed him with respect, offered him water, and listened patiently as Rafiq spoke about hard work and struggle, as if he were measuring every reaction. Over the following weeks, Rafiq appeared everywhere Armin went. He showed up outside the shop, at the roadside tea stall, even near the bus stop where Armin waited each morning. Sometimes he asked for small favors, like help loading scrap or finding cheap food. Other times, he said nothing at all, just watching. Armin helped without hesitation, even when it meant losing a few coins or arriving home exhausted. He never complained, never tried to impress, never asked for anything in return. The real test came one afternoon when the city seemed especially unforgiving. A construction company dumped twisted metal and broken pipes near the market, and Rafiq offered Armin a chance to earn extra money by helping him collect it. Armin worked under the blazing sun for hours, his hands blistered, his shirt soaked through. When it was over, Rafiq counted the earnings and quietly kept most of it, handing Armin only a small portion. Something in Armin's eyes flickered, hurt, perhaps, but he said nothing. He took the money, thanked the old man, and used it that same evening to buy medicine for a sick neighbor instead of dinner for himself. Suspense hung heavy as Rafiq pushed further. He spoke poorly of rich people, claiming they were cruel and heartless, then hinted that if Armin married Samira, life would be full of poverty and humiliation. Armin felt fear rise in him, fear of losing the woman he loved, fear of never being enough. Yet he answered with quiet resolve, saying that dignity mattered more than comfort, and love mattered more than status. He admitted he was afraid, but he was willing to work, suffer, and grow if it meant building an honest life. Day after day, Rafiq watched the young man choose integrity over advantage. He saw Armin refuse a bribe at the shop, return a lost wallet full of cash, and stand up for a stranger being mocked in the market. The test was no longer about money, it was about character under pressure, about who a person becomes when no reward is promised. One bright afternoon, with the city alive and buzzing, Rafiq finally asked Armin to visit a large house on the edge of town. Armin assumed it was a scrap deal. Instead, he found himself standing before iron gates, manicured gardens, and a home that looked like it belonged in another world. Inside, the truth was revealed. The scrap dealer was no scrap dealer at all, but Rafiq Hussein, a self-made millionaire who had lost faith in appearances and wanted proof that his daughter's future would be safe in the hands of a good man. Armin felt his knees weaken, shame and confusion flooding him, but Rafiq stopped him gently. He explained that wealth could be rebuilt, but character could not. He said he had seen Armin's patience, kindness, and courage when no one was watching. He had seen a man who would stand beside his daughter not as an owner, but as a partner. Just before the ending, a small request from the heart: please comment below and share what lesson this story taught you, because your words might inspire someone else who is struggling silently. As the sun dipped lower and light filled the room, Armin realized that his greatest test had not been about impressing a rich man, but about staying true to himself when it would have been easier to bend. He was welcomed into the family not because he passed a test, but because he never knew he was being tested at all. If this story touched your heart, if it reminded you that goodness still matters in a hard world, please engage with this video, like it, comment, and share it. Your support helps keep these stories alive, and maybe, just maybe, reminds us all to choose kindness even when no one is watching.